Hi students, this is my first lecture with you. This is the lecture that we begin the session with. We are going to talk about BOCUST, as you can see in the slide. It's the communication formula, and I call it the communication formula because if you follow the rules of BOCUST, you will be able to draft a fairly successful piece of communication. So in my class, we have already discussed how when you start a piece of communication, written or verbal, it is your responsibility to see that it is successful. And a piece of communication will not be successful if you're not able to get across, to be able to convey what you actually want to say. And not only that, you also have to make sure that the other person, the recipient of your message, has actually received and understood it the way you want it. So it is very important to know that your piece of communication has been well accepted, well understood. And why this is more important in a formal piece of communication? Because a formal piece of communication does not come into existence unless you have a purpose. A formal piece of communication is all about purpose. You have a purpose which you want to achieve through that communication. So if your purpose is not achieved, your communication fails. And your purpose will not be achieved if you have not drafted your communication well so as to be able to reach the recipient, to reach the target reader or the target audience. And that is why you need to remember the importance of BOCUST formula. Now, what is BOCUST? Again, as you can see, I have already told you in the class, and again I repeat that business communication or any kind of formal communication will always be purposive. Since there is a purpose, your focus must not deviate from that purpose. All that you are writing, all that you are saying, every word that you put on the paper has to be able to take you closer towards your purpose. You cannot take your formal communication casually. It is not the ouch language that you can use. So you have to be very, very precise. You have to follow certain rules in order to be successful. So BOCUST is the rule that you should follow. And BOCUST is an acronym. I am sure you know what an acronym is. An acronym is a kind of abbreviation which is formed by culling or taking the first letter of every word. So it's very clear that BOCUST, every letter of this word stands for a word. And it's the very basic formula of business English or formal English. So when you follow BOCUST, your communication becomes purpose friendly. And purpose is all that you're out to achieve when you are communicating. This the kind of diagram that I have put together in this slide shall be able to explain to you. And if you remember this, you will always remember that BOCUST is all about utility. Utility is your purpose. So as you can see that here in this diagram, utility is at the center of business communication. And all the other elements, BOCUST. So B stands for brevity, O stands for objectivity, C stands for clarity, and S stands for simplicity, and T stands for technical presentation. And all these, as the arrows point out, all these take you closer to the purpose. They help you run fast to the purpose, to be able to achieve or fulfill your purpose. So the first letter, B, for brevity. Brevity means the quality of being brief, of being concise, of being precise. So you have to be brief in your communication. Why you have to be brief in your communication? Because you have to respect the target reader or the target audience's time. You cannot tax their time. They don't have all the time in the world for you. So whenever there is an emotional attachment, you can still afford to take some liberty, but not in your formal communication. It's all about business. It's not about emotions. So you have to be brief so that the other person does not get annoyed. And the other person does not feel that you are taking too much of their time. And then you also have to be brief because you have a purpose. And your purpose is what is the most relevant thing for you when you are drafting a piece of communication. So you do not have to dilute your purpose. If you write too many things, you are kind of mixing the irrelevant with the relevant. And if you mix the irrelevant with the relevant gets lost. So you do not need to dilute your purpose. You have to stick to the point and you have to avoid stylistic expressions. Now, how to maintain brevity? You can avoid stylistic expressions like instead of saying, I am Asha Chaubey, so many people would say, let me introduce myself. I am Asha Chaubey. So if you had not said, let me introduce myself, you had better saved some time and you had better been a more successful communicator. And also through your school, all the 12 years of your school, you must have learned how to write a summary, or in some places they would call it précis. So it's all about précis writing. You have to see what to put on paper. If the word that you or the sentence that you're putting on the paper does not take you closer to your purpose, then that means it is taking you farther away from your purpose. So it had better not find a place on the paper. Always keep in mind where you can do with a word, don't write a phrase. Where you can do with a phrase, don't write a sentence. And where you can do with a sentence or two, don't write a full paragraph. So brevity, as they say, is the soul of wit, and you have to be wise when you are drafting a piece of communication. The second element, O, stands for objectivity. Objectivity as opposed to subjectivity. That means a biased approach and an unbiased approach. Business communication is all about unbiased, impartial approach. Since business communication or formal pieces of communication, they are based on facts. Myth or fiction do not find a place there, because you want results when you are into, especially when you are into scientific writing, you want results. So subjective approach is totally unacceptable because it is emotional, and emotions do not find a place. Just like if I ask you who's the most beautiful woman in the world, for you it may be your sister, it may be your mother, it may be your partner, but that is not based on truth. That is your emotional attachment. That is your personal opinion. Personal opinions do not find a place in business writing. Also, for as far as the method is concerned, avoid using the first person pronoun when you are drafting a formal piece of communication. Then there are C and S. Clarity and simplicity. I'm taking these together because both are entwined with each other. When you maintain simplicity, you would be clear in your communication. When you are clear in your communication, I'm sure you would be simple. Because if you are not simple, you cannot be clear. So this is most important for any kind of communication, not only for formal communication, even in your personal life. Even if your best friends, if one of them calls you, you're very excited. But if there is disturbance on the phone line, you would, in some seconds, you would get so irritated, you will just disconnect, saying that we'll catch up together later on, because it's not possible to tolerate something that is not clear. It's confusing and it irritates. So clarity and simplicity both apply not only to the form but also to the content. What you write has to be clear. How you present it is also bound to be clear. Otherwise, the clarity will be disturbed. So if you're writing, you have to be very sure it's A4 size paper. It's not whitish, but actually white paper. And the content has to be very clear in your mind. First of all, your thought process has to be very clear in your mind, and then only you can translate it into words. When you are simple, you would be clear. So in order to maintain clarity, you have to maintain simplicity. And in order to maintain simplicity, the simplest thing is to use simple sentences, short sentences, use simple clause, avoid using complex clauses, avoid using lengthy sentences, use short sentences, use compound sentences if need be. Use words that are commonly used, that are popular, because like instance, you know what surprise is. So if somebody says, I am surprised, you would understand what they want to say. But when you say I'm astonished, there would be at least 25% people in the audience who might not know the meaning. So then they would not understand it. And if they don't understand, you have failed as a communicator. They haven't failed. Even otherwise also, where there is no emotional attachment, why would your business associate look up the dictionary to interpret what you have written to him or what you are saying to him? So use words that are not bombastic, not high sounding, very popular and most commonly used. Now we come to U, that is utility. We are again repeating ourselves, but that is how it is. All kinds of formal writing, they are purposive. So you have to be focused onto the purpose. All the other elements like uh, B, O, C, S, T, all these, they cater to the purpose. So business writing or any kind of formal writing is always utility centric. Utility or purpose is at the center of business writing. Now, technical presentation. Keep in mind, this is not technical writing. This is technical presentation. Technical presentation makes communication clear because it has a graphic quality. So it's not only makes communication clear, it also makes it more convincing and easier to understand and remember. And it's more infectious. I mean, I say it and you immediately catch it. So it's very, very easy to communicate using technical presentation. In your school also, in your science subjects, you have always used diagrams. So, and your tutor or your teacher would always tell you, if you are short of time, if you cannot write the whole essay type answer, at least draw the diagram and label it. And you know that if you have drawn the diagram and you have labeled it, you will get marks because that is your technical presentation. A technical piece of presentation would always highlight the purpose more effectively, and you will never forget it. Chances are that you will never forget it because it gets imprinted onto your mind. You draw a diagram, you use some table, you draw a pie chart, or sometimes you just you write in bullets, you give bulleted points. So then it becomes very easy to understand it. So that's all about Bocuse formula, and I will see you in my next lesson, which I will upload very soon. Till then, remember, communication is the key to connection, and connection is what we all survive on. So it is important to keep practicing your skills of communication so that you become perfect. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.